Welcome, dear Sangha and friends and first-time Dharma participants. We are so delighted to have you with us this evening here at the Blue Lotus Meditation and Mindfulness Center. We are located in central Minnesota, in Brainerd, Minnesota. So if you're ever in the area, you're absolutely welcome to just come by and sit with us. Always open. You can just come visit and sit with us. There doesn't need to be any activities going on. If you just want to come visit and walk around, absolutely welcome to. So again, thank you for joining us today. Today is February 19th. It is 6 p.m. here in the Central Time Zone. And before we begin, just a few wonderful announcements just to keep everybody in tune and abreast of what is going on at our wonderful center these days. So our Dharma Institute is open, so you can take many wonderful classes that you may find beneficial and nurturing to your practice. And additionally, we have opened up our meditation teachers training to be an asynchronous program now this way, so we can get so you can get more the training that you want, so that you can certainly help others in their mindfulness practice as they go along. We have also opened up added a mindfulness parenting class. Too often we see that our young children are struggling in this society and in the world, and perhaps even at home. They bring those struggles at home if they come home from school, and they don't know how to properly deal with it. And sometimes they just don't talk to parents, right? Sometimes our children just don't talk to our parents or to the parents. And so a mindful parenting class has just been offered, and you're welcome to come take a look at that as well. We also have our Young Lotus youth group that are available for ages 6th grade through 12th grade. And if you are interested in participating or starting a chapter in your school, absolutely reach out. Our weekly Sanghas, our Healing Sangha, our Veteran Sangha, our New Beginning Sangha, our Rainbow Sangha, and Welcoming and Teen Sangha, all throughout the week, right? All throughout the week. Just come register and come sit with us. You're welcome to sit with us and just listen if you like. You can remain anonymous if you like. You don't have to participate if you choose. You can certainly sit there and just listen to others talk if you choose. And that's a wonderful, wonderful place to be in. And our summer calendar, our summer calendar is up. Right? We have our meditation and Dharma talk retreats coming up beginning in May. Our silent retreats will be beginning as well in May. We have introduced our mindful walking on a Saturday afternoon, so you can come join us for mindful walks, our teen retreat, and a couples retreat. Right? And so we will have all of those throughout the summer, and so you are absolutely invited to come partake in any of those or all of them if you choose, of those wonderful opportunities to nurture yourself and your partner as well. So let's begin our practice this evening with the 3 jewels. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. Wonderful. So we do that at the beginning. The 3 jewels, we offer our acknowledgement to the Buddha and to the Dharma and to you, the Sangha. It's very important that the Sangha is included in those 3 jewels, because that's where the community lies. That's where our strength lies as well. And our spiritual strength and growth and stewardship is involved in the Sangha. So we incorporate that into 3 jewels. So tonight's topic, right, for our Dharma talk will be on the rewards of merit. Right? The rewards of merit. And so merit is some type of positive um, action or little savings account, may you think about it, right, that we can add to our karma and to our lives. And before we begin even a little bit more in depthly into that, rewards of merit, let's go into our guided meditation. Right? So tonight's guided meditation will be letting go of what's no longer useful. And so often in our lives, right, we just hold on to objects or ideas and concepts and notions that just don't serve us any longer. Maybe they're outdated, maybe they're worn, and we just end up carrying them around in our lives like extra baggage. And that can be very cumbersome in our lives. And it's also the second noble truth, right? Cause of suffering is attachment. So we're going to, tonight in our guided meditation, letting go of what's no longer useful. So let's begin by taking a moment to settle our bodies into those comfortable positions. You may be seated if you like, or perhaps you choose to lay down during these wonderful times of reflection and meditation. Whatever works best for you is absolutely desirable. You may close your eyes or keep them slightly open with a soft focus, looking downward a few feet in front of you if you choose. Breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. You're warmly invited to just allow that half smile to rest on your face as well. Allow your spine to lift and your shoulders to soften. And soften your belly as you continue to settle in. Breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. And let's meditate on letting go of what's no longer useful. Sometimes we hold on to conditions or items that no longer serve our well-being. And in fact, holding on to them results in stress and anxiety. These conditions or items no longer add beauty or balance to our lives. Perhaps you're holding on to an old shirt or a pair of pants that you can no longer wear, but you still have them in your drawer, taking up precious space. Or maybe you're holding on to a certain viewpoint or opinion of someone from 10 or 15 perhaps even 20 years ago, and you haven't even talked to them. These are only some examples of having an attachment towards an item or a condition. And it is not being in the present moment. And these attachments do not allow for beauty to grow within or without. Breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. And bring to mind the most beautiful maple tree that you can picture. It could be one that you have seen in real life, or maybe you just envision it in your mind right now. Think about the texture of the bark of that tree. Think about the color of the trunk. And think about all the varied branches going off in all different directions. Think about the varied colors or the vibrant colors of the leaves on that tree. Now imagine the seasons changing to autumn. Think about the leaves. They change from that vibrant green of the summer to those magnificent reds in the autumn. And while this transition is taking place, the rest of the tree remains the same. The branches are still there. The trunk is still there. The leaves change color because they are beginning to no longer be of service to the tree. Breathe in. Pause. And breathe out. And as the season progresses towards winter, all of those leaves will have withered and fallen to the ground. The tree was not permanently attached to them and allowed them to go when they no longer added purpose or beauty to its life. Now, on these branches, there is space for new leaves to blossom when spring arrives. And these new leaves allow beauty and the life-giving nutrients to flow freely within the tree. And when we let go of ideas and concepts, notions, and items that no longer add beauty or simplicity or vitality to our lives, we are adding to the quality of our life. Go ahead and take a few moments, and when you're ready, begin to open your eyes and bring awareness to the surroundings around you. Be careful if you stand up too. So when we hold on to ideas and concepts and notions and items that don't serve us, we don't allow for the rewards of life, right? The rewards of merit to be present. We're too busy trying to hold on to the past sometimes. And it's nice to remember the past. It's nice to visit there sometimes. But when we stay there too long, we're not allowing for the beauty of the present moment. We're not allowing for the beauty of others who are here and right now to be a part of us. And so that really kind of leads into tonight's Dharma talk on the rewards of merit. And in reading the Abhisanga Sutra, right, the rewards, the Buddha describes 8 rewards of merit. And some of them we're probably already familiar with, right? First three rewards of merit are the 3 jewels, right? Going to the Buddha for refuge, going to the Dharma for refuge, and going to the Sangha for refuge. But what are those rewards, right? So what are the qualities, I should say? What are the qualities of those three rewards? And the Buddha very skillfully and concisely and eloquently describes them, right? The rewards of skillfulness, nourishment of happiness, celestial, resulting in happiness, leading to heaven, leading to what is desirable, pleasurable, and appealing to welfare and happiness. Those are the rewards, right? Those are the qualities associated with the 3 jewels, right? Going to the Buddha for refuge when we're lost, when we are uncertain of what to do sometimes, right? There is direction, right? There is direction in what the Buddha offers just in his presence. just in his presence. And we can examine that even further by his reading his teachings or listening to Dharma talks. We can skillfully and openly receive those messages of what the Buddha has taught over 2,500 years ago. His message of easing suffering and the cause of suffering is eloquently stated, and how we can ease the suffering of ourselves and others, right? The Noble Eightfold Path is one way. But then going to the Sangha for refuge. Remember when I mentioned in the beginning, right? You're a part of the Sangha. Others are a part of the Sangha. The spiritual development, nourishment, and the well-being is found within you, and you give that to others. And others find those same qualities within you. So that's where we go to strengthen our practice, in the Sangha. And it's an important realization. It's not about living by ourselves, being a hermit someplace. There are times for those moments of solitude and reflection. But that's also not going to allow us to help others. And that's part of the bodhicitta path, right? Helping others. But then the remaining, what are the remaining 5? Because remember, there's 8, right? The 3 jewels, only count for 3 of those. The remaining 3, well, what do they offer before we get into them? Right? What do they offer, right? When we practice the remaining 3, right? Giving freedom, right? From danger, freedom from animosity, freedom from oppression to limitless numbers of beings. It's a lot. Freedom, you're gaining the shares in limitless freedom from danger, and freedom from animosity, and freedom from oppression. So those are the gifts. Imagine that. So how do we get those? What are the remaining 5? Those are the 5 precepts. Right? Abstaining or abandoning the taking of a life. Right? Because when we abandon taking a life, we are giving them freedom. Whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a dog, a cat, a bird, a fish, a cow, a deer, an elephant, a snake, a tick, a mosquito. The abandonment of taking of life gives freedom to you and to the other. Freedom from animosity, right? That, hatred, right? I feel anger or perhaps even jealousy towards another being. Right? That mostly, I can think of, that would probably apply towards, maybe a human being. We don't want to feel animosity towards anyone. That's not an open heart. That's not a Dharma heart. And you're not putting yourself in danger, and nor are you endangering another. The second gift, or the next gift, abstaining from taking what has not been freely given. Stealing. Right? No stealing. And we may think of, how does stealing give freedom? Perhaps maybe after somebody steals something, they feel guilty. Perhaps the person who has that item stolen, now they don't feel free. Maybe they have to purchase an extra lock on their door, or be extra diligent to lock their car. Maybe they forgot. Who knows? Right? Freedom from oppression, right? Oppression isn't just from someone else. It could be our own mindsets. Our own mindsets can keep us oppressed. Think of a gill net, like a fishing net. We can't even see them sometimes, or actually the fish can't see them sometimes, right? And they get trapped in them. So they're being oppressed. Abstaining from illicit sex, right? Not taking advantage of someone, maybe in an incapacitated state, or maybe someone who's still living at home, right? A willing partner, right? A willing partner. Abstaining from lying, right? Even the little white lies that can be hurtful. Doesn't mean we have to be harsh in our speech if we are responding to someone, right? But it's important that we're truthful. Builds trust and understanding between two people. And so when someone says that I am truthful, but I am straightforward and blunt, that can be hurtful. So we speak without harshness, right? It's not that we can't criticize or critique, but we do so in a loving manner. And so we're truthful and not lying. And then abstaining from the use of intoxicants doesn't necessarily just mean alcohol, right? Or some type of a drug. It could be even a prescription drug. It could be too much binge watching television. That can be intoxicating, taking us away from where we, in our present moment. And when we adhere to those remaining 5 gifts of merit, that makes us, right, unadulterated, right? Unadulterated people, or we are pure in that sense, right? Doesn't leave us open to suspicion, right? And is unfaulted by knowledge and contemplations by others. Unfaulted. Because we are living a quality and beneficial life. And that not only helps us, that's merit, but it also helps others. Perhaps you're a role model. Perhaps you're a role model. Maybe you're a teacher in the schools, or maybe an accountant, or perhaps even a police officer. It doesn't matter. Or even, a parent. Right? Parents have a wonderful job. I'm a parent. 2 wonderful kids. And it's important to be that positive role model. And following these, the 5 precepts, right? And the 3 jewels, allow someone to see the benefits. That's merit too. If we are skillfully able to positively project a warm and nurturing lifestyle, one that is non-judgmental of others, one that is embracing of new ideas, right? And not being afraid to let go of hurtful ideas and concepts and notions. And remember, when we accept something, we're not always saying it's okay. It's important to remember as well. And we're just acknowledging that whatever that instant or that action was, just acknowledging it happened. But those are the rewards of merit, right? The 3 jewels. Going to the Buddha for refuge. I take refuge in the Buddha. Taking refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Dharma. Going to the Sangha for refuge. I take refuge in the Sangha. And then the 5 precepts. I abstain from killing. I abstain from stealing or taking what has not been freely given. Abstaining from illicit sex. Abstaining from lying, being truthful. Very important. And abstaining from using intoxicants. Those are the rewards, the 8 rewards of merit. So something to think about, something to try to do your best to incorporate into your life so that you can receive the joyfulness and the pleasures that life offers. Being a Buddhist, being a mindfulness practitioner, doesn't mean we can't smile and enjoy a birthday cake or go to a ball game or our daughter's or son's dance recital. No, not at all. We just enjoy it maybe a little bit differently, right? Without delusions or unnecessary preconceived notions or concepts. So something to think about as we progress in our practice. Let us know what you think in the comments below. I love reading your comments, and I respond to them personally, each and every one of them. Taking refuge in the Sangha, right? Your comments, part of our Sangha. You have community here. So your comments are very important. So please feel free to comment on any one of our videos if you choose to. We'd love to hear from you. Our next talk will be on March 4th, again at 6 p.m. to roughly 6:30 p.m. We like to go over sometimes. Sometimes there are some really important messages and lessons to learn to help us with our practice, our mindfulness practice, and our Dharma hearts. And so we'll close with the 3 jewels. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. I take refuge in the Sangha. Sathu, Sathu, Sathu. Dear friends, thank you for spending some of your precious time with us this evening. We look forward to seeing you again very soon. Take care, and many, many blessings to you and your families.